Brooke, Kieran just texted me to tell me that you've gone into labor. How could you do that whilst I'm not there? I told you not to have the baby this weekend because I was away, and you've gone and done exactly the opposite of what I said. I bet you've done it on purpose, haven't you? How selfish can you get? I wanted to be at the birth of my first grandchild, but you just had to go and have it whilst I was away, didn't you? Have you done this on purpose? Just to spite me? I mean, I know that you don't like me, but this is just taking the mick. Brooke, are you going to answer me? Or are you just going to ignore me simply because you feel like being spiteful, huh? Brooke.
Mom, it's Hugo. We really don't have time for your dramatics right now. Stop trying to make everything about you. This isn't mine, Brooke's, and our baby's time now, not yours. Also, it's ridiculous that you think that Brooke decided to have the baby whilst you were away simply to spite you. Labor doesn't work like that, and you know it. She can't decide when to have the baby, it just happens. So stop being so antagonistic, okay? We already have a lot going on right now. I don't need to be dealing with you as well.
Well, I was simply frustrated that I won't be there to see my grandchild. I wasn't trying to cause an argument.
That's rubbish and you know it. Stop trying to cause an argument, especially with my wife who has just gone into labor. She has enough stress about it at the minute. She doesn't need you adding to it. I'll message you sometime later. For now, just leave me and Brooke alone to get through this. We don't know what might happen and I'm already worried enough, so just stop, okay?
Fine. There's no need to be so grumpy.
Okay, goodbye, Mom.
I mean, I was just explaining how I was disappointed that I wouldn't be able to be at the birth of my grandchild, even though I said that I wanted to be. Hugo? Fine, be like that. See if I care. Just know that you won't be getting any presents or anything from me for this baby. Not after how you've treated me. Now, don't bother messaging me. I mean it. I won't answer. Got it? Hugo, has the baby been born yet? I mean, honestly, this is taking forever. Tell Brooke to hurry up. I want some pictures already. I mean, I might not be able to see the child in person for a few days, so the least you can do is send me some pictures through.
No, Mom, the baby hasn't been born yet.
That's because that wife of yours is just lazy. By this time, I had already had you, and we were both relaxing in the hospital room, sleeping. But Brooke is just very lazy, so of course it's going to take her longer to actually give birth to the baby. I feel sorry for the child already. At least it will have you as its father. That's all this child has going for it. Of course, I'll lend a helping hand as well. This baby will need all the help it can get if it's going to have any hope with Brooke as a mother.
If you say one more bad word about my wife, then you won't get to see the baby at all.
Fine, I'll be quiet. Just message me when it finally happens.
Yes, fine, whatever. Now goodbye. Please don't message me again. I'll message you when everything is settled down, okay?
Fine.
Hi, Mom. I'm just messaging to let you know that Brooke has had the baby. It's a beautiful little girl. And we've named her Adrian.
Oh, what a stupid name. What is that even from? It sounds like a boy's name. Why not give her a proper feminine name? Something like Laura, Margaret, or even Francine.
You want us to name our daughter after you?
Well, why not? Fathers name their sons after them all of the time. Why can't I have a little baby Francine? It's a much better name than Adrian.
Okay, first of all, Adrian is a lovely name which we both picked out together. It has a special meaning to us as it was from the very first film we ever watched together. And secondly, we're not naming our baby after you. That's a ridiculous idea. Me and Brooke will name our child what we like, not what you want. After all, we're the ones who will be looking after her the majority of the time.
So that's it then? No one else gets to have a choice or say in the matter? You and Brooke just do whatever you want?
Yep, that's how it's gonna go. Me and the mother of our child get to decide the baby's name. I'm afraid that's just how things are gonna go.
Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. I'll just have to make sure the child knows that I wasn't the one who gave her such a ridiculous name. Anyway, I'll be around in about 2 hours to see my granddaughter. Make sure that Brooke is decent and the baby is awake. I don't want to make this trip for no reason if the baby isn't even awake to see me.
Whoa, 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 hold up. You can't come and see anyone yet. Me and Brooke have decided that we want a few days of peace and quiet so that we can spend them being a little family and bonding with our new daughter. When we're ready for visitors, we'll let people know, but that won't be for at least a few days first.
So, not only did Brooke go into labor when I specifically told her not to, but now she's refusing me my right to see my grandchild?
You don't have any right to my baby whatsoever. And anyway, this was my idea, not Brooke's, so if you have a problem with me and my wife taking some time to bond with her baby, then you'll have to take it up with me, got it? And if you want any chance of spending time with Adrian, then you better start behaving like an adult and stop your complaining and bitterness. I won't have my daughter being taught a bad attitude by you.
I'm not the problem. You and Brooke are. You're acting all high and mighty just because you've had a baby? Newsflash. You're not the first people to have a child, and you certainly won't be the last. It's nothing special. So, if you don't let me come and see her now, then don't bother messaging me later. I'm not a dog you can just expect to respond to your every whim.
Fine, don't bother coming around at all then. You're the only one who's gonna miss out. Me and Brooke are more than happy putting all of our time, effort, and love into Adrian, whether you're there or not.
Are you serious? You're actually going to just allow me to not meet my grandchild? You're not even going to fight me on it?
Nope.
Ugh! Your generation is so disrespectful nowadays. Whatever happened to listening to and respecting your elders?
You get respect when you show people respect. You can't just go around demanding it and then treating people like rubbish because they haven't done what you've said or let you get your way. It doesn't work like that.
Fine then. Just to prove you wrong, I'll wait until you let me know when I can come and see my granddaughter. But you better not make me wait too long.
You'll wait until me and Brooke are ready to have visitors. Being first-time parents isn't going to be easy, and we want to try and establish a routine before anyone comes over to see us. It'll just make things much easier for us.
Fine, fine. Well, I suppose I'll have plenty of time with the baby in a couple of months when Brooke goes back to work. You'll need a babysitter. And as I'm the child's grandmother, I'm obviously the one who will look after her.
Actually, we'll be fine for a little while. Me and Brooke have been saving up since we knew we were gonna have a baby, and we've actually got quite a nice little nest egg. It's enough that Brooke won't have to go back to work for quite a while anyway, at least 6 months.
That's unacceptable. Brooke should go back to work as soon as possible. I can look after the baby.
Mom!
What?
Whatever, I'm going now. Brooke is waking up, and I want to spend time with my wife and our baby, not arguing with you.
Fine, I won't bother you again. Jeez, talk about an ungrateful and selfish son.
Seriously, Francine? What is wrong with you? Why did you do that?
What?
You know what? You forcefully took over attending to Adrian even though I was handling her just fine. You made a huge scene whilst doing so as well. So much so that everyone began staring at us. So many people gave me dirty looks.
Well, you weren't saying to her quick enough. Adrian was crying and clearly in a tizzy, and you simply weren't making her comfortable and happy in a quick enough fashion. Instead, you were messing about doing God knows what. So of course I had to step in before the little baby got too upset.
Okay, I wasn't taking too long to tend to Adrian. I was simply trying to figure out what was wrong with her. I was checking her nappy and trying to see what she actually wanted to make her happy. I didn't need your interference in this. I had everything under control. In fact, you getting involved only made Adrian more upset. All she wanted was her nappy changing and a little cuddle, but you began messing about with her for no reason, which just made her hot and bothered and even more upset.
I did no such thing. You were the one who upset her. You're a horrible mother.
Wow, thanks for that. You know, if you think that you're going to be coming out with me and Adrian again anytime soon, you are sadly mistaken.
What? You can't do that. I am her grandmother. I'm allowed to see my granddaughter whenever I want to.
No. You can see her when I or Hugo say you can. She's our daughter, so we decided who she sees and who she doesn't. With how you've behaved these last couple of weeks, you're now on the list of people we don't want interacting with our baby. Not until you sort out your behavior.
You are seriously the worst thing to happen to my family. I hope you know that. My Hugo would have never dared to be so brash and rude towards me before he met you. In fact, with how you two behave, you don't deserve to raise a child. She's just going to end up as spoiled, disrespectful, and horrible as you are.
I think you're talking about yourself there.
What? I am not. I'm one of the kindest people you'll ever have the pleasure of meeting, actually.
Okay, well, you clearly need to look up the definition of what kind is in the dictionary. Once you've done that, then you can tell me if you fit the description or not. Now, I am done talking to you. I'm already rather annoyed with you after what you've done, so I just want to go and spend some time with my daughter. I already have to look after one baby. I don't need a second one on top of that.
Are you calling me a baby?
Well, with how you're acting lately...
I'll have you know, I'm extremely pleasant and lots of people like me.
Great. Go spend time with them then, and leave me alone.
If I had any choice, I would never have picked you as a daughter-in-law. You were just so... ugh.
And I wish you weren't my mother-in-law. But seeing as I love Hugo, that's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, well, just remember that Hugo is my son, which means that I'll be involved in the raising of this child as well. God knows she needs a proper female role model, especially with you as her mother.
Actually, both me and Hugo will get to decide who is involved in Adrian's life. And if we feel that you aren't conducive to her learning, then we simply won't let you near her. More than that, I am a perfectly capable mom, and me and my daughter are getting on just fine. I don't need someone like you trying to chime in and make it seem like I'm a horrible mom and role model.
But you are. And all I need to do is wait for it to be proven. You'll mess up eventually, and then I'll be here to say I told you so.
If that's what you think, then so be it. But I know what's right and what's not. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go. Goodbye. Oh, and you're not allowed around mine and Hugo's house for the next few weeks. We've both decided this, so you'll just have to deal with it.
Fine. I'm going on holiday anyway. Much better than spending time with you. Hugo? Hugo, where are you? I want to come over and see the baby.
We're not in.
You've not been in for ages. I know you're just trying to avoid me.
That's not true. However, being first-time parents and having a new baby keeps us quite busy a lot of the time.
Well, you should make time for your mother.
Yes, well, you need to understand that I'm also busy, so you need to try and work around us a little bit as well.
Whatever. I'm coming over.
Mom, we're not there.
Well, then, you better hurry up and get back home then, shouldn't you? I'll be there in 20 minutes. That should give you plenty of time to get back and tidy up a little bit. I just know that your place is probably a trip. See you soon, Hugo. I've reached the house, but where are you? Your large TV got broken accidentally? Oops.
It's been a month since we moved out.
Huh? What are you on about? You've not moved. Hugo would have told me otherwise.
Actually, I asked him not to tell you yet, as I was enjoying knowing that you couldn't just pop over whenever you felt like it. And what do you mean you broke the TV? How are you even in the house to do that?
Well, when no one answered the door, I forced my way in.
You mean you broke into a house that isn't yours?
Well, you wouldn't let me in.
I just told you that we don't live there anymore, so we can't let you in. We don't have the keys.
But then, if you're serious, whose house have I just broken into?
That would be the Robinsons. They bought the property off of us. They're a lovely couple, but they will probably be quite annoyed at having their home broken into, that's for sure.
Oh no, what should I do? I can't be caught trespassing. They could potentially call the police on me. This is all your fault. You purposefully made this whole situation happen.
I didn't make you break into someone's home. That was all your decision.
What? No. This is your fault. You could have told me you had moved. You didn't tell me you did on purpose to embarrass me. You need to stop being so disrespectful of me and just admit that you were purposefully trying to make me look bad. Oh God, I think a car just pulled up. Right, that's it. You need to take the fall on this for me.
No.
Huh? What do you mean, no?
I'm not going to take the fall for something that you have done in your ignorance and selfishness. All you needed to do was respect mine and Hugo's wishes in letting us have some time to get used to having a baby in our lives now, and to stop with your harassing and degrading comments. But you chose not to do that, and so you've got to pay the consequences for it now. As well as that, after this little stunt, you're not going to see Adrian or have anything to do with her ever again. I'm fed up with this disgusting behavior of yours. Both me and Hugo have told you to sort out how you've been acting if you wanted any hope of being involved in our daughter's life. But you've completely ignored what we said, and you've gone on some crazy tantrum where you've decided that breaking and entering is acceptable? I'm not going to have some crazy lady who thinks that's okay around my daughter. I will also be getting a restraining order against you for all of my family. We don't want anything to do with you. You've had your chances, and you've blown them. There's nothing left to do now but remove you completely from our lives.
But I'm your mother-in-law.
No, you're just a crazy woman who won't stop harassing my family. You gave up your right to call yourself my mother-in-law when you didn't respect or listen to me when I tried to set boundaries for myself and my family.
Well, can you blame me? You're a terrible mother. Your baby won't be raised properly. I can help, if only you'd let me.
And have her turn out crazy like you?
I'm not crazy.
I'm pretty sure breaking and entering into someone's home just because you're being petty is a pretty insane thing to do. Don't you think so?
No.
Uh-huh. Sure. That sounded convincing.
Whatever. I still have a right to see my granddaughter.
No, you don't. And even if me and Hugo split up, there's no way I'd just let you raise my daughter. She's still my daughter, and I'm still more than capable to raise her properly on my own. Luckily, I won't have to find out how to do it alone because I have Hugo, and we are more than happy to raise our daughter together. We love one another and our little girl, and nothing is going to tear our little family apart. Especially not you.
You make me seem like the most horrible person alive. I'm not that bad. You and Hugo are the ones pushing me to act like this. If you would just let me spend time with my granddaughter how I like, whenever I want to, then we wouldn't be having these problems.
For the last time, she's our daughter, not yours. You don't get any say in what goes on in her life. And I think until you learn that, it would be better if you just stayed away from me and my family permanently.
You can't do that, Brooke.
Yes, I can actually.
Well, fine. I'm going. Don't expect me to ever help you out again.
Sounds good to me. You've been more of a hindrance than a help anyway. So by you leaving, we'll have one less problem to deal with and a whole lot of stress removed.
Ugh, you're supposed to be upset that I'm going.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
If I go now, just know I won't be coming back ever. This will be the last time you ever see or hear from me. Do you really want that?
If it means keeping my family safe because you can't just act like a normal person, then it's just a consequence I'll have to live with. In the end, you're the one choosing to leave my family, not the other way around. You've made this situation yourself. No one else has forced you to be so horrible and impossible to be around. That's all you.
So you're seriously okay with letting your own mother-in-law go off into the world alone where anything can happen to her?
You're a grown woman. I'm sure you can handle yourself just fine.
Fine then. I'm going. I hope you are happy now.
Actually, yeah, I am quite happy. Thanks.
Ugh.
Goodbye, Francine. I hope you have a nice life.
Whatever. I hope yours is horrible.
Classy. Goodbye.
Bye.
After Francine's crazy breaking and entering, I did decide to get a restraining order against her just in case, for all of my family. However, true to her word, I've not seen or heard from her since that day. Since then, life has gotten much easier for me, Hugo, and our little girl. We're much calmer and much more happy now as a family. We spend as much time as possible together, and me and Hugo are enjoying every moment of being new parents. And we're even discussing possibly having a second child, although that might be a little ways off yet. Either way though, I can't wait.
Betty, when I get home today, let's talk a bit.
What about? Something happened.
No, it's not that serious. You know we're married, right? Don't you think it's better to discuss things about the future and money in advance?
Oh, that's what you mean. You surprised me by suddenly bringing up a talk. That's not like you, Aaron.
My mom said it's important to plan finances. I definitely agree.
So your mother-in-law said it. I thought it was unusual for you, Aaron, to say something serious. You're usually so nonchalant.
Got scolded. How much income and savings we currently have and how much we want to save for our old age. We should discuss up front.
I thought we roughly knew each other's income and it could be done later. Your mother-in-law would say that. She's so organized.
Too serious. Logical and perfectionist, isn't she? I think it's easier to live if we're a little more casual.
There's some truth in that, but your mother-in-law is right.
What do you think, Betty, about my mom? I think you've only met her 2 or 3 times.
Personally, I find your mother-in-law a bit scary. There's this tension in the air around her. I might just not be used to her yet, but it makes me nervous.
She's a weird one. Obsessed with weird things.
She seems to be quite particular. She doesn't like high tech, right? She said she doesn't have a PC or tablet at home.
That's right. It's risky these days. She only recently agreed to have a smartphone.
It seems that there are still quite a few people like that. Speaking of which, I exchanged line IDs with her, but haven't contacted her yet.
You don't have to. Don't force yourself to get involved. My parents live so far away that we rarely meet.
Doesn't that make you feel lonely? Is that okay?
My mom doesn't mind. She's basically bad at staying in touch. I don't contact her often either.
But I agree with her that we should talk about money. It's going to cost a lot in the future, and financial planning. There are things we should decide.
First, we need to save. By the way, Betty, haven't you been saving since you started working? How much do you have now?
My savings. Since we're married now, I guess I can tell you. Actually, I have $70,000 in my account right now.
$70,000? Did you save that much? I thought you had at most $21,000.
There was a time when saving was like a hobby for me. Plus, right after I joined the company, the performance was good and I got a lot of bonuses. I guess I was lucky to save up.
Still, $70,000 is amazing. Most people can't save up to that. With 2 incomes, couldn't we reach $700,000 pretty quickly?
I wonder. $700,000 might be quite challenging.
I think you, Betty, could do it.
$700,000 might be impossible, but I'll keep trying to save money. Of course, Aaron, you should help too, right?
Leave it to me. With Betty around, we can save money quickly and be secure in the future. Thanks for marrying me.
What is that? But having money is the best source of security, isn't it? Let's keep saving little by little.
What should I do? Betty, my mom might not make it.
What? What happened?
It seems my mom has been hospitalized.
No way. Why?
She found a disease. She won't survive unless she undergoes surgery.
Then she needs to have surgery right away.
It's not that simple.
Why? If she can be saved by surgery, shouldn't she hurry?
Apparently, the treatment costs a lot of money. My mom can't afford it.
Then how about we help her out? Let's do what we can to help her.
But the surgery and future treatment seem to cost more than $60,000. We don't have that kind of money to spare.
Doesn't the insurance cover it?
It seems that it's not covered by insurance. To save my mom, we have to use the latest medical technology. But that means it will be out of pocket.
But your mother's life is at stake, isn't it? This is not the time to be hesitant. Let's give her the money.
We've just had a big expense for the wedding, right? We were talking about moving at the beginning of next year, weren't we? We don't have that much savings, do we?
I understand. It's okay. Then I'll put out my savings. $70,000 should be enough for now, right?
Are you sure? It's money you, Betty, have been saving since you were single. Besides, you don't like my mom that much, do you?
But we can't abandon her. If I do nothing and your mother passes away, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. If there's hope for her to survive, let's bet everything on it.
You are such a cool woman. Thank you. I'll deliver the money. Can you go to the bank and withdraw $70,000?
Okay. But I'm worried. Should I try to contact your mother?
Please don't. I want her to focus on her treatment for a while. I'll go see her, so Betty, you don't have to do anything.
But isn't it better to contact at times like this? I feel it's wrong to pretend I don't know anything.
Actually, it's hard to say this, but my mom hates Betty.
What, really?
She doesn't want to be involved as much as possible. If you contact her, it might make her feel worse, so please don't. She needs to rest both physically and mentally now.
So that's how it was. Was I that disliked by your mother?
Sorry to talk about this when you're even offering money.
Well, it's okay. It can't be helped if she hates me.
But I'll make sure to tell her that the money is from Betty. I'm sure my mother will come to like you, Betty. She'll contact you eventually, so please wait until then.
I will. Are you going to your mother's place tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend.
Okay, take care. I hope your mother gets better.
Is this Betty's contact? This is Aaron's mother.
Mother-in-law? It's me, Betty.
I'm sorry I didn't contact you until now, even though I got your contact. I was learning how to use a smartphone from a young kid in the neighborhood. Once I learned various things, it was fun, and I started using Line.
Is that so? You're quick at typing, and you've mastered it.
Once I started training, I got faster and faster. I'm sorry for not keeping in touch. As a survival report, I'll be in touch from time to time from now on.
Thank you. Mother-in-law, how is your health? Are you doing well?
That's good.
I've been worried. I was told by my husband to wait for contact from you, so I refrained from contacting you.
Aaron did? Why would he do that?
I was disliked by you, wasn't I? I heard that you didn't want to be involved.
Why would you think that? Did Aaron say that?
It's okay. I'm really happy to have received contact from you today. And it seems that your health has recovered, so I'm really glad. I was always worried.
Betty, were you worried about me?
Because if you didn't have surgery, you wouldn't have survived, right? I was really worried when I heard from my husband that you were sick. If I could save your life, $70,000 is cheap.
$70,000. Did you give money to cure my disease, Betty?
Didn't you hear from my husband? I paid for your treatment. I'm glad I was able to help you with my savings.
I see. Betty, listen carefully. You should divorce my son.
What? Why? Did I do something?
You are making a big misunderstanding. This marriage was a mistake.
The money I gave to you was saved bit by bit when I was single. Despite all that, won't you accept me as your daughter-in-law? Isn't that too cold?
That's not it. It's not because I'm dissatisfied with you that I'm telling you to break up.
Then why?
I'm telling you for your sake. It seems my son has done something terrible.
Something terrible?
I'm really sorry, Betty. But it's okay. I'll definitely make him pay.
Hey, are you still upset? You seems to have been in a bad mood since last night. Did I do something?
Why don't you think about it with your hand on your heart?
I have no idea. Are you still going to be in a bad mood when I get home? It's depressing to go home.
Then let me be clear. Where did you put my $70,000?
What? I thought it was for Mom's treatment. You going senile?
Oh, really? Even though your mother-in-law isn't sick? What treatment did you use it for?
Huh? You talk to Mom.
I got a line from your mother-in-law today.
Line? That tech-hating mother? She can't even handle a smartphone.
She said she learned how to use a smartphone from a high school girl in her neighborhood. It seems she's totally used to digital now. I also asked about the illness, but the story didn't match at all.
Oh.
And she said she wasn't sick? What does that mean?
Well, there's a reason for this.
What's the reason?
It was to save an acquaintance.
Save?
You know my cousin Tom, right? He was in debt, so I had no choice but to lend him some money.
Then why didn't you say so from the beginning?
I thought you'd object if I said I'd take over the debt. I'm sorry.
Huh. So you're lying about something so trivial now.
It's not a lie.
Just wait. I'll let your mother-in-law take over now.
Why, Mom? Her home is far away.
Your mother-in-law arrived here past noon today.
Huh? Mom's here?
Aaron, it's your mother. You've done something outrageous, haven't you?
Mom, it's not like that. It was to help Tom.
You helped him because he was in debt?
That's right. It was to help others.
Really? I just saw Tom. He didn't say a word about that, did he?
You met?
I went to see him as soon as I arrived here. I thought Tom might know something about the $70,000.
What the? You came all the way from the country for that?
I came to scold you in person and to apologize to Betty face to face. I thought Tom might have some information.
But you didn't have to come all the way.
Considering what you've done, it's only natural. I heard from Tom. You got into horse racing last year and lost big?
No, not that I lost, but...
Did you squander the $70,000 on horse racing? You exploited me and swindled money from Betty. Are you a beast?
I was planning to double it and give it back. I didn't bet all $70,000 at once.
So how much is left?
There's none left. I kept losing, unfortunately.
How pathetic.
I didn't think I'd lose it all. I thought I could give back a little, but it didn't work at all. I couldn't bring myself to tell Betty the truth.
I told you to think about the future and money when you get married. Yet you did such a stupid thing.
Because Betty said she had $70,000 in her account. I'd want to use it if it heard that, right?
That's money Betty worked hard to save. It's not your play money.
But if she told me it's our money, Betty's good at saving, so I thought it would be okay.
Betty trusted you and opened up about her savings? And you betrayed her right away. You're the worst person.
So, I'll apologize to Betty now, so please switch.
For the record, I advised Betty to divorce you.
Huh? Don't do things on your own.
It's only natural.
It's okay. Betty can save up another $70,000 in no time.
Are you serious? I can't watch this anymore. It's my responsibility that you've become such a good-for-nothing.
I got it. I'll pay the money back.
How do you plan to pay it back?
I'll sell my car and my collection of watches.
That's not enough. Even if you have to borrow money, pay Betty back.
Yes.
I'll let Betty take over again. Apologize. Make sure you apologize, okay?
It's Betty.
Betty, I messed up. I'll give the money back. Please forgive me.
Huh? There's no way I'm going to forgive you. It's not enough to just pay back the money.
So, what should I do?
You're just apologizing reluctantly because your mother-in-law told you to. It's obvious you're not remorseful. This scum.
I am remorseful. Then tell me what I should do.
Are you snapping back? Can you still act like that even after seeing your mother-in-law's tears?
Tears? Is Mom crying?
She's sobbing next to me right now. I feel sorry for your mother-in-law. You betrayed and hurt not just me, right?
No way. That strong-willed mom shouldn't cry. I've never seen her cry. She's a woman who didn't even cry when my father died.
That mother-in-law is crying her face out. What you did is that bad. You still don't get it.
I didn't think I'd hurt her that much. I'm really sorry.
Your mother-in-law said she no longer has a son. It seems like she's planning to sever the parent-child relationship.
Wait, Mom. I'll pay the money back properly. Don't say things like severing the relationship.
She said she doesn't want to listen anymore. Don't show your face again, she said.
Betty, I'm really sorry. I was stupid. I've been messed up since I got hooked on horse racing. I'll change my heart. Please forgive me.
No way. I can't trust you ever again. Trust is like savings, you build it up. But this time, my trust balance in you has gone not just to zero, but negative. If you want to be trusted again, you have to build it up bit by bit.
Then I'll work hard to be trusted again. Give me time.
Impossible. I threw away the entire account where I was building trust in you. I can't make any more trust savings. Please divorce me after you bring the negative balance to zero. After that, Aaron sold all his personal belongings that were likely to make money, including cars and all his favorite watches. He borrowed the money he lacked and returned a total of $70,000 to me. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the money comes back, I don't care about him anymore. We haven't had any contact since the divorce. However, it seems that it's not that easy for real parents and children. Aaron is said to be still begging his mother-in-law for forgiveness. Perhaps even Aaron couldn't bear the idea of severing the parent-child relationship. But to be forgiven by his mother-in-law, a lot of time and effort are needed. I think Aaron should drag this regret for the rest of his life. It's a fitting end for a person who exploits his own flesh and blood and swindles money.